continuing to improve while in his human form. He spent months training on his own before learning how to fight using squadron-style combat techniques. He then continued to level up throughout the story, whether it was increasing his synergy with his bodysuit or learning to rely less on his kaiju abilities. For most of the story, Kaiju No. 8's strength had no equal. Even something as intimidating as Kaiju No. 9 avoided Kafka as much as it could. Kafka was even strong enough to bring this monster close to the brink of death several times over the course of the story. Kaiju No. 8 was basically humanity's last hope when it came to facing threats that were bigger than they could handle. While the Defense Force's base was raided by the Kaijus, Kafka kept his cool and even wound up deflecting a bomb made of several preondactyls fused together. Later, when he got caught and was about to be executed, Kafka put up a great fight against the Director General of the Defense Force, Isao Shinomiya, one of the strongest high-ranking officials within the entire organization. However, things took an interesting turn when Kaiju No. 8 slipped out of Kafka's control and gained a life of its own. It went on a rampage and nearly killed Isao before Kafka managed to take back control of his body. However, despite his immense power, Kafka was still nowhere near as strong as the final form of Kaiju No. 9. That is, until he fully accepted his transformation and allowed the monster to transform his heart into the core. Afterward, he changed into a pure white version of the Kaiju No. 8 with even more terrifying features than before. And although Kaiju No. 8 is impressive, Kaiju No. 9 might be even crazier. At some point in history, this Kaiju looked like a giant humanoid mushroom baby. It was then guided into the cave where it found the hidden mega monster of the Mareki era, who bonded with No. 9 and entered its body. Soon after, Kaiju No. 9 gave life to several other Kaiju in order to carry out the mega monster's will of ending humanity. Making his debut in the first few episodes of the anime, Kaiju No. 9 was just a regular mushroom monster when we first got introduced to him. He later disguised himself as a human to infiltrate a Defense Force aptitude test, which was certainly one of the most ballsy things a monster could do in this universe. Even then, his invisible supersonic speed bullets were a terrifying ability, but it was still nothing compared to what this monster would eventually become. He easily took down the strongest recruit in the 3rd Division, Hikoro Shinomiya. But when Kafka was almost about to destroy the monster's core, Kaiju No. 9 had no choice but to escape the scene. Later on, when Kaiju No. 9 reappeared, it wound up invading the Defense Force's headquarters with a legion of minions, some even stronger than itself. These monster minions were strong enough to keep up with other top-tier Defense Force officers like Mina and Soshiro. You see, what makes Kaiju No. 9 interesting and dangerous is the fact that it's very familiar with monster anatomy and physiology, just like Kafka is. In fact, Kaiju No. 9 can go even further beyond that by literally changing other monsters' biology or even resurrecting them back to life as mindless slaves. It even hijacks the bodies of other monsters and turns them into much more dangerous versions of themselves. The coolest thing about Kaiju No. 9 is the fact that it is a brilliant strategist that even wound up tricking the late director of the Defense Force, Isao, and later absorbed him while Kafka was forced to watch helplessly. After absorbing Isao along with Kaiju No. 2, it turned into a buff tank with a long tail, 2 sets of red eyes, and huge arms. It also learned the squadron-style combat technique by absorbing Isao's memories. It took every trick in the book for Kafka to stand his ground against No. 9, since the monster could basically adapt to anything. During the climax of the Last Wave arc, Kaiju No. 9 built an entire army for itself. By every metric, Kaiju No. 9 became one of the strongest Kaiju to ever exist. Even with the entire Defense Force backing him up, it still wasn't clear if Kafka could defeat this monster. However, once Kafka evolved into his new form, Kaiju No. 8 overpowered No. 9 and blasted his core apart. Once dead, Kaiju No. 9's body morphed into the Mega Kaiju of the Meiji era. Soon after, with his own squadron-style combat techniques, Kafka, in his final form, managed to destroy the monster's core with a couple of earth-shattering punches and successfully save the world. Only 6 more Kaiju are left to cover, and the last one is by far the creepiest monster in the entire story. Kaiju No. 10. Unlike other monsters with a diverse set of abilities, this Kaiju pretty much decided to put all of his stats into strength. Kaiju No. 10 is the first of several monsters created by Kaiju No. 9, and it's a muscular powerhouse that loves the thrill of battle. We first saw it during the raid on Tachikawa Base, ordering around a bunch of preondactyls before jumping down from the sky. With its body, this monster can easily tank multiple strong attacks, including slashes from the 3rd Division's Vice Captain, Soshiro Hoshino.